This person is saying they remember me making a video talking about how when my mother passed, I didn't cry. And that, in fact, I was, to a degree, happy that she died because of what she had done to me. If you want to know, you can click on the comment. Go back down the rabbit hole. And you're correct. I didn't shed a tear for her. I never will shed a tear for her. I did not attend her funeral, and I don't regret it one fucking bit. And in my first book, A Grateful Life, it's the story of my first 45 years, available at the button in my profile. In my first book, I did a chapter about the abuse that I suffered at the hands of my mother. And then I wrote this at the end of the chapter. I'm going to go ahead and read it for you. My mother passed away in January of 2017. She was found alone in her bed, surrounded by filth, by my brother after nobody had heard from her for a few days. I have long resented my mother for what she did to me, and must admit that I did not shed a tear upon hearing of her death. At the time, we were not speaking to each other for the fourth time in our lives. She used my kids to feel like a grandmother just until my brother Michael had kids of his own, at which point she discarded my kids like garbage. The following is my message to her. My final message to her. I will not grieve for you because you do not deserve my grief. I will not mourn for you, cry for you, or miss you. You were not just a horrible parent, but an evil human being. Who beats their child in the way you beat me? I will tell you who. An evil person, completely devoid of any human decency. You were the worst kind of person. You took your anger out on a child. You were evil. You served this earth no good and only took from it what would have been better used in a person with an ounce of humanity. The world is a better place now that you are no longer in it. While you did not deserve to die peacefully in your sleep, I take solace in the fact that you at least died alone. If you were awakened by the medical attack that ended your life, my hope is that you experienced fear in your final moments. The kind of fear I felt every time you reached for the belt. The kind of fear I felt whenever I did the slightest thing wrong and I knew another beating was heading my way. I hope you took that fear with you to the grave. And while I am not a religious man, if there is a heaven and hell, then surely you are roasting in hell for all eternity for what you've done. You have earned every second of misery that comes your way. May you rot for all eternity. When I talk about my hope is that my mother experienced some fear. She obviously passed away in her sleep at some point in time, in her bed. And my hope is, and I'll obviously never be able to know this, but my hope is that, as I mentioned there, the attack that took her life woke her up. I hope she woke up in that dark room, realized that she was experiencing some form of a medical attack, reached out for somebody and realized that nobody was there. I hope at that moment she was awash with fear. Because as she beat the shit out of me with belts and shoes and her closed fist at the age of 8, 9, 10, 11, there was nobody there to help me. There was nobody I could reach my arm out for and get some help, have somebody pull me out of that situation, have somebody call authorities and go, we're going to get you the help you need. There was nobody there to help me. The only thing I had was fear and experience. The fear that maybe this time she was going to take it too far and I was actually going to die. And the experience to know how to take the shots so that I could survive yet another beating. So I hope she woke up, realized what was happening, reached out into the darkness, only to learn that she truly was alone. And that at that moment, right before whatever attack it was that took her life, ultimately made her draw her last breath, I hope she was overcome with every fucking ounce of fear I ever felt as I cowered beneath yet another one of her beatings. I hope she took her last breath in agonizing fear that this was it. At least that's my hope.